Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We have a battle on the Kharkov map, and we've got a platoon from Fidi clan, and we've got Hyphen in the A Phase 1 and Rimac in the Char Futur 4, both Tier 9 reward tanks that you can purchase with tokens from Battle Pass. So the A Phase 1 is an American heavy tank, and Char Futur is a French medium tank, similar to the Barasque. We're going to follow Hyphen for the first part of the match, and then we'll switch to Remac's battle towards the end of the match and see how that battle pans out. Now, Hyphen's coming up here, top tier heavy tank, and he's coming to this area to try and keep the enemy at bay and punish them. So, and he's just put a round through the turret of the Tiger II. It's a reasonably tough task. It's got a strengthened turret with its front armor. But the vulnerability is the commander's hatch, which is what Hyphen would be aiming at there. You can see the, let's have a quick look at the gun. So 120mm with average 400 hit points of damage, 258 pen and 340mm pen. So the premium round is heat, and that's a pretty high level of penetration for a tier 9. So certainly keeping in good stead for a tier 10 battle. But here is top tier with tier 9 and tier 8 tanks. Okay, so there's a fair amount of enemy heavy tanks there, but he's got some backup here with some tier 8, tier 9 tanks here. And the medium tanks, some of the tank destroyer out in the field area. Anyway, his main target here is the Tiger II, who's sort of exposing his turret and armor, trying to side scrape, and the other tanks are on the other side, just peeking over. And when just put a shot through the top of the Passante, that might have just gone through the top of the roof. 120mm gun can overmatch turret top if it's less than 40mm, as it's 3 times the caliber. But be interesting to see from the battle results here if that's basically where he pinned. Anyway, this Tiger II is still trying to line up, and Hyphen puts another shot through him. So that brings Hyphen up to just under 1800 hit points of damage, just closing in on his own hit points worth of his tank. And yeah, Tiger II is there, just got a bit more angle on him, and that shot was ricocheted off. So switch to heat rounds here, but you can just see there's just a sliver of that tank visible when he backs out, but he's now sort of one-shottable. But at this point, yeah, no more targets. So here we go, the Basante's coming out again, but no, he's just pushing out and pulling back again. And the Progetto there, a bit lower profile. Well, there goes the Tiger II, has been taken out by the VK. So that target's gone. Will someone come in to take his place? Yeah, you can see the building where the enemy is on the right also has windows in it, so that's where the IS-3 is poking out from. So you've got a choice there to try and play those windows or move up and try and get close to them. So he's got to decide whether that's worthwhile. Now you can see there's a T-54E1, it's one of the other tier 9 tanks on the side, which is now a heavy tank, by the way, if you weren't aware. And he's right in the middle of it, but pays the price because he's basically been overwhelmed by the enemy. So Hyphen's team is now 3 tanks down and a significant amount of hit points down. So let's see what we can do here. Now he's found a FOC tank destroyer, but didn't go through. A bit of criticism there from the Object 430 saying, well, the other tanks have been hiding, you're going to pay the price. So he's basically predicting a loss. Well, let's just see how this battle turns out. So 5 minutes gone in the battle so far. Hyphen's not really getting a lot of action here, but he is denying the enemy from pushing through. And he's got a few tier 8s here that are helping him, but he's basically been reduced now to these 2 tier 8 tanks. So they are at a little bit of a risk here. And yeah, there's the window I was talking about there, the IS-3A poking out, so Hyphen can't come out a bit too far back. He'll get exposed to that window. And he's just trying to get these other tanks to try and push onto him, which will allow him to put some damage into them. Now he's got that Basante as a one shot if he can manage to get around, but at this point it's not really worth the risk, because if he pushes in on that Basante, he'll show his sides to the Progetto, and that's not something he wants to do at this stage of the game. He's got all his hit points, of course, but yeah, they can be whittled down pretty quickly with 2 or 3 enemy tanks, because you would say that the IS-3 would then push back in. Anyways, again, just trying to keep these guys at bay by taking these snapshots. Is the IS-3A is going to come in the corner yet, or and he finally manages to get another shot in through the Progetto. Now he's hit a damaged target here. Let's just have a quick look at the mission. It is a bouncing mission, so he's got to do so many times, 3 times the hit points of his vehicle in bouncing, and he hasn't actually bounced anything yet, so that's just a subtotal that is come to there, but it's result improvement. He's already got this mission completed. He's just trying to get the honours, but I'm not sure whether he's going to bounce enough here in this game. But he's up to 3k of damage now. That IS-3A is basically just exposing himself a bit too much, and Hyphen's managed to get through him. He's only got 2 premium rounds left. Does he? He may not need them, but yeah, he's obviously a bit concerned with his position here. He's really only got this IS-3 with him, and the Centurion, and he's got at least 5 enemy tanks of differing amounts of hit points, so not completely sort of out of the picture here, but he does need to put some damage into these tanks here. And IS-3's pushed up to the window to try and clip some of those guys there, or I shouldn't say clip, that's more for auto loaders or reloaders, but yeah, trying to do some damage through the windows. It's a bit of a risky thing there. And now Hyphen's used all his premium rounds, so he's back to standard rounds. Again, he's just making sure he's checking all the angles, so getting a bit frenetic here with the camera movement, so if that's upsetting you, I might just work back and take control of the camera. You see there now, they're starting to get surrounded. It's Object 777, which is the 3rd one of the reward tanks from Battle Pass. The Char Futur 4 and the AE Phase 1 and the 777 are all the reward tanks, but now he's getting full crossfire here on the window, and that's the end of Hyphen's tank. So as I said, once you've got 3 or 4 tanks firing at you, you'll only really last a few more seconds. So it looks like the enemy's taken over there, and at this point we'll switch to Rimac's view. Okay, so now we're with Rimac. As mentioned before, he's in the Char Futur 4, which is a 4-shot autoloader. So similar playstyle to the Borask, but of course you've got 2 more shells, but there's a bit of a gap between the shells. So you have to wait for a few seconds before the next shell loads, but reasonably short reload to get the 4 shells reloaded again. In any case, Hyphen has gone down, and he's just coming up here just to see whether that T-54 is still around that he was battling earlier. so far hasn't found him. So this is basically checking out the map just to make sure that he's not going to be surprised by where the tanks are. And now you can see on the minimap the T-54 is now in the city, and the team has been reduced to 2 tanks. So it's a G-Saw, which I believe is on fairly low hit points, and Rimac here, who's on full hit points. Now he's already done 3 cape damage, so he hasn't been quiet. He's managed to get 2 kills and put a fair bit of damage into the tanks, including the T-54, who's on low hit points. And in fact, the whole team, 2 teams are fairly low hit points. He just misses the shot on the 777, and he's found the Progetto, managed to get his 2nd shot in there. You can see there's a gap between the buildings that they've had to cross, and he's just waiting for 1 or more of these tanks to go through. So he hasn't taken his reload yet. He's just waiting to see whether he can get another kill out of here, but they've gone out of view, and he's just putting blind shots in there, but doesn't manage to get a kill. So it's now Rimac versus 4 tanks, and he's on the reload, so just trying to get out of view range, doesn't want to get spotted, but he's managed to spot the VK 100.01. You can see they're closing in on the cap area, so in fact one of them's on cap already. But he can certainly put some damage into these tanks from a distance using his view range and camo, and hopefully stay unspotted while he's whittling them down. But it's only 2 tanks now on the cap area. Managed to get rid of the IS-3A. That was a useful thing, but he does get spotted, so he's pulling back here, doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. There's only 20 seconds left on the cap area, on the cap itself, so he's going to make a move here. 12 seconds now, 9 seconds, 7 seconds. Okay, spotted a tank there, and he's gone off the cap area, so they have scared them off. He has taken a hit, but for a pretty minor one, so that was a pretty close call there. T-54 has decided he doesn't want to die just yet. He wants a chance to do more damage, and it's probably could have cost his team a chance of a win. Bit hard to tell. There he is, and gets dispatched by Rimac. Now, tank's still on cap there. The VK-100 is there, but this tank will be behind that large rock there for sure. Pretty much common hiding place. In fact, there he is. That's the Progetto. He's got 1 shot left in his reloader. Takes 2 big hits there, takes him down to 500. Definitely more than at least 2 hits to kill him, and he manages to get very lucky and bounces another incoming round there from the Progetto. So maintains his hit points of 548, and he's on the reload here, and basically just changing direction to try and give him an idea of which direction he's going to come from. They did have 2 tanks on cap, they're back to 1. Just seen the Progetto come out, but he didn't get spotted by the Progetto. Progetto knows he's been spotted, but he hasn't seen where the Char Futur 4 is. So hopefully he's coming up here and the Progetto will be facing the other way so he doesn't take a hit. Oh, and there's the VK. He's in a sort of dangerous position, puts 1 shot in towards him. Can he get the Progetto? Gets a kill on the Progetto. Does take another big hit from the VK, and now he is 122 hit points. Fires towards the VK, doesn't do any damage. Finally puts a shot in. He's got to get away from that gun. He is toast if he gets hit again, and the VK just does not react in time, or hasn't reloaded, but stays on cap. So at least Rimac knows where he is. And there's only 58 seconds left in the game. At this point, Rimac's just under 5k damage. He's got 5 kills, and he's still on the reload. 48 seconds left. He's got to make this reload count. He is on his last 8 shells, but they're all premium. He won't get a chance to use all 8 of them. He needs to make this clip count completely to either force a draw, not die, or kill this tank. Now puts 1 shot in, that bounces off, and he's weaving around to avoid the gun. Gets hit on the tracks, another stroke of luck. Now he can take his time. That turret is moving very slowly, gets one shot in, gets another shot in, and one more. That'll be the kill. 16 seconds left, 14 seconds, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds left, and that's the kill. That's the end of the game. Gets his top gun, nearly 6k of damage. What a game. So we've got the results of the battle here. We're going to start with Hyphen. He got a second class mastery badge, and that was based on getting 3870 of direct damage and a small amount of assisted damage, just so 4k plus of combined damage. So a good result there, given it's more than his own hit points. And his good contribution there was blocking the enemy from basically trying to get to the cap. So let's have a look at Rimac's results. He got a mastery badge there of ace level, and based on getting the 6 kills, which gave him the top gun, and the highest damage there, which gave him the high caliber award. And he also got the defender award there for defending the base and reducing the cap points. And he got 5924 of direct damage and 746 direct damage assisted damage, so 6.5k plus of combined damage there. So good result there. As far as the team score goes, the two of them finished on top. Rimac got 1441 base for the ace level, and Hyphen got 1021. So very solid result there. Some support there from the other tanks there, including the G-Saw at a tier 8, getting 2655, which is good damage total there. And on the other side, Big Yowie in the T54, who finished on top there with 4446, so he would have been a bit disappointed to not win, but getting 854 base experience in a loss is quite credible, and might have got him an ace as well, in that he would have got Courageous Resistance Award, which might have got him to ace level there. Anyway, great result there, and actually a pretty good battle from both sides. And let's have a look at, this is Rimac's details here. 28 shots fired. We didn't see all of them, of course. 21 hit and 18 penetrated. Most of that was over a long distance of more than 300 meters. With judicious use of ammunition and the battle payments, he made a profit of 34,954, nearly 35k of credits. So it's always welcome to make credits in battles at tier 9. And of course it is a reward tank. I'm not sure if it sort of gets premium characteristics. You can see the repair cost there, 17k, is pretty similar to a normal tier 9. So its main value as a reward tank is the ability to swap crews in and out to be able to train your crews. In any case, another great battle there from Rimac. Very well supported there with Hyphen, so a real carry there. They would have lost that game if he hadn't basically made all those moves at the end, and cleverly avoided getting killed, but also got a great deal of luck in terms of bouncing 2 rounds near the end, which would have basically taken out of the game. Anyway, another great game there. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, and we'll certainly have more good content through the week following. All right, thanks for watching.